Welcome in, YouTube, to our theory crafting a Squall Seed Mercenary Commander deck. I'm excited with this set that came out. I am going to do my best to build a decent deck, but this is going to be the third deck I have ever built by myself. So hopefully, chat. Welcome in, Fatty. I'm glad you're here to spy and lurk and all of that in the middle of my YouTube intro. Anyway, you get the shout out. I don't know what else to tell you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below and let me know what you thought of this video, and that you can catch me live on Twitch, where I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, usually starting between 9 and 10 a.m. Pacific time. I love you, YouTube, and we're gonna use this screen today so that y'all can see chat if chat is active. But we're gonna start with a Squall Seed Mercenary as our captain. We are using EDHRec as the website where we're getting our ideas for cards. And then I am using Archidekt to actually build the deck. And we'll see what happens. So let's see. I guess the first thing we'll start with is like a base of lands. We'll go for, I'm going to say 38. And I'm going to do 38 swamp and 38 plains. No, that's way too many, because that'd be like 76. 38, half of that would be 19. So 19 swamp, 19 plains. Just to get the, what's it called? Like the base of our lands. Like we'll go back in and dude, it is, you're guaranteed to draw a land in your opening hand almost. Why am I struggling so hard? We can take plains out, or we can just plains. We're gonna leave the swamps. We can take lands out later once we get to that point and we're adding things like command towers and command spheres and stuff like that. But just to have like a, these spots are reserved for lands. Otherwise, the next thing I'm going to know is I'm going to be like, oh no, we're at 76 cards and I've only got room for 24 lands. That's insane. But I mean, I'm still fairly new to Magic, so I don't know how crazy that actually is. We'll use this artwork. Why did I do that? Fair enough. We were just talking about meme decks earlier. Okay. So that gets us up to 39 cards, and our lands are out of the way. Okay, so let's see what Squall does real quick, because I don't actually know off the top of my head. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gains double strike until end of turn. Whenever Squall deals combat damage to a player, return target permanent card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So we could like go like a equip heavy deck to get the whatever card we're gonna have attack solo beefed up for double strikes. Add 1 mana of any color, sacrifice this artifact, draw 2 cards, activate only if an opponent was dealt combat damage by a legendary creature. Okay. There's a charts button. You mean this button right here? 35 land, 1 enchantment, 18 artifact, 23 creature, 7 instant, 5 sorcery. Combos. Leonin Relic Warder plus Animate Dead. There's a lot of plus Animate Deads. Which does what? Enchant creature card in a graveyard. When Animate Dead enters the battlefield, if it's on the battlefield, it loses enchant creature card in a graveyard and gains enchant creature card put onto the battlefield with Animate Dead. Return enchanted creature card to the battlefield under your control and attach Animate Dead to it. When Animate Dead leaves the battlefield, that creature's controller sacrifices it, and an enchanted creature gets -1, -0. Oh. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I think we need to put Buster Sword in there just for funds. No, I'm glad you showed me that, Fatty, because I did not know that. I am learning more about this website as I use it. Now, is there other printings of the Buster Sword? There is, and it's pretty. We're gonna add that. We're gonna make the deck super expensive for fun. Why not, right? Even though Blitzball may be a good card, just because I don't like Final Fantasy X is my least favorite Final Fantasy, I'm gonna skip over Blitzball. Oh, we can play with Cloud. When Cloud enters, search your library for an equipment card, reveal it, put it onto your hand, and then shuffle. As long as Cloud is equipped and if an ability or an equipment attached to it triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Then you may cast a spell from your hand with mana value less than or equal to that damage without paying its mana cost. Well, I think, dude, I pulled that card. I have that. I have a physical copy of it. And the artwork that I chose from Archidekt is a $110 card. We'll add Cloud. Midgar Merc. I actually have this card too. Oh, there's the fancy art of him. Oh, there's like an even fancier art. Dang. We're gonna go with the even fancier one. Because again, why not? Okay. Zach enters with a +1/+1 counter. Sacrifice Zach. Target creature you control gains indestructible until end of turn. Put Zach's counters on that creature and attach an equipment that was attached to Zach there to that creature. So that's just like another way to buff a single creature and make them indestructible for their double strike. Yeah, let's do it. Does he get a fancy card? Or is he just hollow at most? He is just holographic at most, okay. Well, I have him as well, so. I'm gonna be honest, I've never played a Voltron deck before, so I guess we're gonna find out when I test this one out. Fang, that's melds with Vanille, but we're not gonna get that side of it, so what's her regular thing? Whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard, you draw a card and you lose a life. It only triggers once each turn. Squall can pull cards from return target permanent from the graveyard, as long as it's mana value 3 or less. So that would give us draw. We lose life. I'm gonna add a Fang. Because it also falls in like, I get to have a bunch of, what's it called? Yep, what's it called? A bunch of Final Fantasy cards is what I was trying to say. Goodness. Okay, high synergy cards. A Cursed Marauder. When a Cursed Marauder enters the battlefield, each player sacrifices a non-token creature. Oh, so some removal. And it's mana value 3 or less. I can see the benefit of having that. Brotherhood Regalia. Equipped creature has Ward 2, is an assassin in addition to its other types, and can't be blocked. Equipping it to a legendary creature is 1. Okay. Or attaching it to a non-legendary creature is 3. But it makes them unblockable. Which means if you get a character beefed up enough... Yeah, let's do it. Okay, Plague Crafter. When Plague Crafter enters the battlefield, each player sacrifices a creature or planeswalker. Each player who can't discards a card. More removal. Rogue's Passage is a good land in general, but it's another way to make the creature untargeted, or not untargetable, but unblockable. Okay. Commander creatures you control get +2/+2 and have indestructible. That's not bad. Yeah, it is pretty good. I also really like that artwork of it too, so. Idolized. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature has whenever this creature attacks alone, it gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of non-land permanents you control. So we're like going this route, and I think I like this route. We're going to work on like really beefing up one card and then just going in with double strike for like kills. Idolized. Are there other printings? Oh, there's like a Fallout printing. It's probably from the Fallout set. Or it got a reprint in Fallout. That's a Voltron deck. Okay, so then yeah. No, I probably will really like a Voltron deck. Devolves Judgment. Whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. Draw a card, create a treasure token, or create a 2/2 black zombie druid creature token. Choose one that hasn't been turned. So just, hold on, let me reread Squall real quick. The Squall, whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gains double strike. Whenever Squall deals combat damage to a player, return target permanent card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So odds are... Okay. Wait. This is where, like, my lack of magic knowledge comes in, Fatty, if you're still here. When it says they get double strike, would that mean he deals combat damage to a player twice? If he's not blocked? Oh, for sure, Final Fantasy would be the one to do that. Okay, so then, assuming Squall is not blocked or made unblockable, I'm triggering this twice. So I'm obviously going to choose draw a card. Then do I want to create a treasure token? Or do I want to create black zombie druid creature tokens? It probably can't hurt to like be able to go wide as well. And just have more things to throw up as defenders. I also don't have to have the card in my deck. But it is draw. We'll come back to that as a maybe. Whenever an equipment enters the battlefield under your control, you may draw a card. There's more draw though. Equipment you control have equipped 0 as long as you control 3 or more artifacts. Ooh. I like that. I also don't necessarily want to take every freaking card it offers me. But these are high synergy cards for a reason. I'm taking Taval's Judgment. I've talked myself into it. Because having cards to be able to defend, and because unless they have trample, I just have to block it even if my card dies. The damage doesn't carry over. Buried Alive. Search your library for up to 3 creature cards, put them into your graveyard, then shuffle. See, I can see how that would be very good with Squall's effect. Buried Alive. Like that one, no question. I feel like that needs to go. Mask of Memory. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, you may draw 2 cards. If you do, discard a card. Equip 1. Okay. Draw 2 cards. Discard a card. Blackout a lot of times has recursion from the graveyard. I'm doing it. Play tokens are big in Voltron decks, just chump block. Yeah. I guess I forgot to check to see if Buried Alive had any other printings I would want. Nope. I'll just keep the one that I got. Oh god, why did I do that? Hold on, stop. Okay. Mask of Memory. Do you have other printings though? Oh, you do! You have a Genova from Final Fantasy set. So yeah, we'll do that. So I don't know the actual magic names for it, so forgive me for that, but Squall is a black and white color identity. Okay, top card. Swords to exile target creature, its controller gains life equal to its power. George to Plowshares. I can see that. Yeah, but some people are big on it, and they're like, yeah, I play Simic or I play Bant, and I'm like, okay, what's the colors? Just tell me the colors. Equipped creature has hexproof and haste. Honestly, you gotta have that. Swift boot boots. Swift foot boots, not swift boot. I was like, that's a funny name. And I think this has a Final Fantasy printing as well. It does. We're going to, because it's a Final Fantasy character, use as many of those as we can. Exile target creature. Its controller may search their library for a basic land card. Put that card on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Selfless Spirit. Flying. Sacrifice this creature. Creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. I can see how that would be good. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, mill 3 cards. Then you may pay 1 and 3 life, and if you do, put a card from among those cards into your hand. It's another one. I can see how that would be really good. Okay. Ripples of Undeath. All printings. Is there a Final Fantasy? There is not. So that's fine. And then Selfless Spirit. Because the more ways I have to make indestructible, the better off we will be. I'll be more likely to draw one, kind of thing. Cathar Commando. Flash. Sacrifice this creature, destroy target artifact or enchantment. Okay, there's more removal. Boromir, Warden of the Tower. Vigilance. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast it, counter that spell. Sacrifice Boromir. Creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. The Ring tempts you. Ooh. How many creatures are we sitting at? We're sitting at 8. We have 4 artifacts, 3 enchantments. Oh. So it would make them... Okay, see, I was looking at that, and I didn't think about that from the perspective of I also can't target the creature. So that would almost... Oh, okay. Does that also mean it blocks their own abilities? Beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice an artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalker. If you do, each opponent may sacrifice a permanent that shares a card type with it. For each opponent who doesn't, that player loses 2 life and you draw a card. Braid's Arisen Nightmare. Okay. Enchant creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact and or enchantment you control. Ooh, I like that. Okay, cool. Go with that one. Boom. Okay, Demonic Tutor. Search your library for a card, put that card into your hand, then shuffle. I know tutors can be kind of mean, but we're gonna put it in there. Is there a demonic tutor from Final Fantasy? Nope. Enlightened Tutor. Search your library for an artifact or enchantment card, reveal it, then shuffle and put that card on top. I feel like that's a good idea too. Dranith Magistrate. Your opponent can't cast spells from anywhere. Your opponents can't cast spells from anywhere other than their hands. That seems mean. Orcish Bowmaster. Enters the battlefield whenever an opponent draws a card except the first one they draw on each of their draw steps. Deals 1 damage to any target, then amass Orcs 1. Okay. Position Agent. Flash, you control your opponents while they're searching their library. Oh. While an opponent is searching their library, they exile each card they find. You may play those cards for as long as they remain exiled, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast for them. That also seems mean. Ancient Tomb. Tap, add 2 colorless, deals 2 damage to you. Ow. The One Ring. Indestructible. When the One Ring enters the battlefield, if you cast it, you gain protection from everything until your next turn. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life for each burden counter. Put a burden counter on the One Ring, then draw a card for each burden counter on the One Ring. Huh. Chrome Mox. When Chrome Mox enters the battlefield, you may exile a non-artifact, non-land card from your hand. Add 1 mana of any of the exiled card's color. Okay. Mana Vault doesn't untap during your untap step. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may pay 4. If you do, untap Mana Vault. At the beginning of your draw step, if Mana Vault is tapped, it deals 1 damage to you. Tap and add 3 colorless. Alright, now we're on to creatures. Esper Sentinel. Whenever an opponent casts their first non-creature spell each turn, draw a card unless that player pays X, where X is Esper Sentinel's power. Okay. Stitcher's Supplier. When this creature enters or dies, mill 3 cards. Okay. Denitha Capuchin Paragon. First strike, Vigilance, Lifelink. Aura and equipment spells cost 1 less to cast. That seems pretty freaking good. Denitha Capuchin. Oh my goodness! There is a reprint of this card that is Squall. I think we're gonna have to take it. SRAM, Senior Edificer. Whenever you cast an aura, equipment, or vehicle spell, draw a card. That's more card draw. I actually think I have the, I think I do. I think I have the reprint of it from the Final Fantasy set. No, I'm wrong. I have Bart's and, yeah, I don't have that one. I'm wrong. Never mind. Mother of Runes. Target creature you control gains protection from the color of your choice until end of turn. Okay. I can see how that would be good. Fleshbag Marauder. When Fleshbag enters battlefield, each player sacrifices a creature. Dalthy Voidwalker. This creature can block or be blocked by only creatures with shadow. If a card may be put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, exile it with a void counter on it. Sacrifice this creature, choose an exiled card with a void counter on it, and you may play it this turn without paying its mana cost. Huh. Jirani, Dauntless General. Exile target player's graveyard. Wow. Humans you control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn with a sacrifice. I can see how that would be good. Because hexproof. Okay. Loris of the Dream Den. Companion, each permanent card in your starting deck has converted mana cost 2 or less. Oh, if this card is your chosen companion, that's confusing. During each of your turns, you may cast one permanent spell with converted mana cost 2 or less from your graveyard. Lotho, Corrupt Sheriff. Whenever a player casts their second spell, you lose 1 life and create a treasure token. Okay. Stoneforge Mystic. When they enter the battlefield, you may search your library for an equipment card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. You may put an equipment card from your hand onto the battlefield. Oh, I like that. We're at 64 cards. How many creatures are we at now? 14? What was 23? When Lauren of the Third Path enters the battlefield, destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment. You and target of tap that, you and target tap that. God. You and target opponent each draw a card. No worries, fatty. Welcome back. You did come back in time for a tap that joke, and it wasn't even intentional. I actually do think I have the reprint from the Final Fantasy set for this. It's a Garnet Tel Alexandros 12th. Okay, that's all my tokens. Hold on. Yeah, I do. Cool. It's only a $6 card, but still. Grand Abolisher. During your turn, your opponents can't cast spells or activate abilities of artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. That seems mean. Like, that seems like, hey, you guys don't get to play. Sublime Archangel, flying, exalted. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, that creature gets +1/+1 until okay. Other creatures you control have exalted. If a creature has multiple instances of exalted, each triggers separately. Dang. Whenever Sephiroth enters or attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, draw a card. Whenever another creature dies, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. This is the 4th time this ability has resolved. This turn transforms Sephiroth. As this creature transforms into Sephiroth, 1-winged angel, you get an emblem with whenever a creature dies, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Whenever Sephiroth attacks, you may sacrifice any number of other creatures. If you do, draw that many cards. Huh. I don't think we're going to put him in this deck. Codsworth, Handy Helper. Commanders you control have Ward 2. Add 2 color or add 2 white. Spend this mana only to cast aura and or equipment spells. Attach target aura or equipment you control to target creature you control. Activate only as a sorcery. That seems pretty good. Codsworth. Millikin. Mill a card. Add colorless. Sun Titan. Vigilance. Whenever this creature enters or attacks, you may return target permanent card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's like part of Squall. But they are 6/6. And they have Vigilance, so they don't tap when you attack. Selfless Savior. Sacrifice Selfless Savior. Another target creature you control gains Indestructible. Damage and effects that say destroy don't destroy it. How many creature cards are we at now? 17. Blood Artist. Whenever this creature or another creature dies, target player loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. I need to stop yawning. But that's not easy. Okay, Ranger, Captain of Eos. Whenever enters, you may search your library for a creature with converted mana cost 1 or less, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. Voice of Victory. Mobilize 2. Whenever this creature attacks, create 2 tapped and attacking 1/1 red warrior. Sacrifice at the beginning of the next end step. Your opponents can't cast spells during your turn. Silent Arbiter. No more than 1 creature can attack each combat. No more than 1 creature can block each combat. I like that. Demon's Disciple. When they enter the battlefield, each player sacrifices a creature or planeswalker. Giver of Runes. Another target creature you control gains protection from colorless or from the color of your choice until end of turn. Morbid Opportunist. Whenever 1 or more other creatures die, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. Okay. Battlegrace Angel. Flying and Exalted. Whenever a creature you control attacks, blah blah blah. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gains lifelink. I like that too. Okay. What are we at now? Sorry? 21, so like around 2-ish more. Warren, Soul Trader, pay 1 life, sacrifice another creature, create a treasure token. Brenna, the Demagogue, flying. Whenever a player attacks one of your opponents, if that opponent has more life than another of your opponents, that attacking player draws a card. And I put 2 +1 counters, +1/+1 counters on a creature I control. I like that. Squall, Defector Might. Toxic 1, players dealt combat damage by this creature also get a poison counter. Squall, Defector of Mind can't block. Choose a color, another target creature you control gains Toxic 1 and hexproof from that color until end of turn. It can't be blocked by creatures of that color this turn. Okay. Ellis Ilkor, Sadistic Pilgrim, Death Touch. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain a life. Whenever another creature you control dies, each opponent loses a life. All will bow to the Whispering One. Knight of the White Orchid, first strike, enters. Opponent controls more lands. You may search for a plains, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Okay, so you get a land. Knight of Infamy, protection from white. Okay, Exalted. I like that. It's got Exalted. Okay, but Knights of Glory, or Knight of Glory, protection from black. Okay, so these are like the same thing, just opposite. Oh, and that specifically applies to these creatures. Okay. Knight of Black looks cooler. Knight of Infamy, sorry, not Knight of Black. Ooh, Ardbert, what do you do? Whenever you cast a white spell, put a +1/+1 counter on each. Whenever you cast a black spell, put a +1/+1 counter on each. They gain Vigilance, they gain Menace. Dang. What was the last card we just added? Knight of Infamy. Let's take that out and let's add Ardbert. Does he have alternate? Yeah, he has a full art. I also really like... sorry. I also really like Aerith, though. We're gonna add Aerith, too. We're a Final Fantasy deck. Come on. Okay. That's it for creatures. Instance, we are at 1. Exile target non-land permanent, you lose 3 life. Search your library for a card, put that card into your graveyard, then shuffle. Dark Ritual, add 3 black mana to your pool. Spark. Exile target permanent with mana value 4 or greater. Deadly Rollick. Deadly Dispute. Flawless Maneuver. You may cast the spell. Creatures you control gain Indestructible. Restoration Magic. It's a Final Fantasy card. Stroke of Midnight, destroy target non-land permanent. Its controller creates a 1/1 human creature. We're going to put Overkill in. Fortify, destroy target. Put Lauren's Escape in. Because it has hexproof. And then the last one we'll do is Dawn's True. Dawn's Truce. Not truth. How many cards are we at? We're at 81. Okay. Sorceries. Turn target permanent card with mana value 3 or less. If the spell was cast from a graveyard, you may copy the spell and may choose a new target for the copy. Okay. We'll get Open the Armory. Toxic Deluge, as an additional cost to cast a spell, pay X life. All creatures get -X/-X. Okay. Single combat. Each player chooses a creature or planeswalker, then sacrifices the rest. Players can't cast creatures or planeswalker spells until the end of my next turn. Oof. Reanimate. Put target creature card from graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Steel Shaper's Gift. I like that. Gives us search for an equipment. Unmarked Grave. Austere Command. We'll do Farewell. And we'll take the Final Fantasy printing. Okay. Target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. Okay. Shadow Spear. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has trample and lifelink. Shadow Spear. Seems good. Wait, what? There we go. Okay. Key to the city. Discard a card. Up to 1 target creature can't be blocked this turn. Whenever it comes untapped, you may draw 2. You may pay 2. If you do, draw a card. Okay. Sword of Fire and Ice. Gets +2/+2. Protection from red and from blue. Dang. Like that. Sword of the Animist. It's +1/+1. Whenever they attack, I may search for a basic land. Okay. Trailblazer's Boots. Non-basic land walk. Can't be blocked as long as the defending player controls a non-basic land. Ooh. Loxodon Warhammer. It's +3/+0 and has trample and lifelink. Black Blade Reforged. +1/+1 for each land I control. Okay. Green. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, that player discards a card and you untap all lands you control. Wow. Basilisk Caller has Death Touch and Lifelink. I like that. Mithril Coat, Indestructible. Equipped creature has Flying. Search your library for a basic land. Oh, we gotta put Lionheart in there. That's Cloud, or that's Squall's weapon. Okay. Okay. This would give me a second combat phase. That's not bad. Okay, enchantments. We have room for 6 cards. And then we can look at utility lands and mana artifacts. Treatment and enchantment. Enchant creatures or planeswalker when enchanted permanent dies or is put into exile. Return that card to the battlefield under your control. You may cast aura and equipment spells as though they have flash. That's pretty good. That's really good. Seal of Cleansing, sacrifice Seal of Cleansing, destroy a target artifact or enchantment. Sheltered by Ghosts. Exile target creature gets +1/+0 and has lifelink and ward 2. Spirit Mantle, enchant creature has +1/+1. Creatures can't attack you unless their controller pays 2 for each creature they control that's attacking you. That offers some protection. I'll take that. Forge anew. Unquestioned authority enters, draw a card, has protection from creatures, black market connections. It goes well, Azul. We're getting near the end of it. It's basically, I'm building a Voltron deck, I've learned, where I try to buff as much as I can, 1 card, and then swing in for massive. And Squall is really good for that. Because he gets double strike if he attacks on his own. Cemetery Tampering. Hideaway. Beginning of your upkeep, you may mill 3 cards. And then if there are 20 or more cards, you may play the exiled card without paying its cost. Huh. Don't know how useful that's going to be in this deck. Enchanted creature gets +1 for each enchantment you control and has first strike. I like that. That seems good. Do we have a different printing for it? We do. We'll take that one. Exalted is something we've been going for a lot of as well. Because whenever they attack alone, they get a +1/+1. So let's add that. I don't know what I have decided or what I am like subconsciously yet fatty. I don't know. Angelic Exaltation's coming out though. No worries, Azul. No worries. I think it must just be on your side. I did decide to just go check, and I've had some missed frames, but they are a 0.1% of the amount of frames I've had total, so I don't think it's me. Okay. Utility lands. This is where I still have room for one card, but this is where I think we'll probably cut back on some lands, get some of these lands put in instead, and then get some like mana rocks. Cathedral of War enters battlefield tapped. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, add one colorless. Ajuka Bog enters tapped. When this land enters, exile target player's graveyard. That feels mean. But I'm doing it. Since that counts as a swamp, we'll pull a swamp. Tap, add a black and tap. Target legendary creature gains fear. It can't be blocked except by artifact creatures and or black creatures. Oh. That also seems mean. But I like it. And since it also counts as a swamp, we'll pull another swamp. Okay. Command Beacon. Add colorless, sacrifice this land, put your commander into your hand from the command zone. Okay. Add colorless to creatures control, gain death touch and lifelink. I'm not gonna take that one. Kinema, abandon mine, tap, add black channel, discard, abandon mire 3, then return creature graveyard to hand, 1 less to activate for each legendary creature you control. Urbog, Tone of Yawgmoth. Each land is a swamp in addition to its other land types. Okay. Sacrifice an artifact or creature, and if you do, draw 2 cards, then exile. Play later from exile. This land enters tapped, add a swamp. Okay. Phyrexian Tower, sacrifice creature, add 2 black. Iganju, Seed of the Empire, add white. Okay, Reliquary Tower. You have no maximum hand size. Add colorless. Ishgard, return up to 2 target artifacts or from your graveyard to your hand. Then exile this card. You may play this land later from exile. I like that, actually. And it is a plains. So we'll drop a plains. Strip Mine, add color. Destroy target land. The Black Gate. Okay. Spy Master's Vault. Target creature control connives. Yep. Freak. Add black for each swamp. Destroy target non-basic land. Target commander gains lifelink until end of turn. Enters the battlefield tapped. Add white. Comes with cycling. Discard this card. Draw a card. Okay. All of Heliod's Generosity. Okay. Tap, mill 2 cards. When you do sacrifice land, when you do return another target permanent card from your graveyard. Okay. Nope, we're not gonna worry about that. So now Soul Ring. There is printings from from Final Fantasy. We'll grab the materia. Add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity. Arcane Signet is good. That is another one that I know has printings from Final Fantasy, I think. Yeah. Pay 1 colorless and tap, add a black and a white. I like that. Orzhov Signet. Is there a Final Fantasy card for it? No. That's fine. Mind Stone. Commander Sphere. I like that. Is there Final Fantasy equivalents? Yes. Okay. Okay. Let's add a command tower as well, because that's just good to have. Isolated Chapel. Okay. Caves of Koilos. Enters the battlefield tapped unless you have 2 or more opponents. We'll do Shattered Sanctum. I like that card. Okay. Shadowy Backstreet. Shadowy back. Not shadowly, shadowy. Stop it. Why was that such a struggle? Pay 1, tap. That's like one of the lands that Duck used last night. Okay. Fetid Heath. We'll add that. Okay. So now I am 8 cards over. Let me look over here. We actually don't need a whole lot of swamp, it looks like. My deck is mostly white with a little bit of swamp. But we have a lot of swamp production, so I think I will just take away 8 basic swamps to get us down. And we'll call that good. Let me drag this over here. And does it now? Let me switch over to OBS. Okay, it does. Okay, so now we can look at the deck. We have Squall, Seed Mercenary as the commander. We have 17 artifacts. We have Arcane Signet, Basilisk Collar, Black Blade, Reforged, Brotherhood Regalia, Buster Sword, Celestial Armor, Commander Sphere, Lionheart, Loxodon Warhammer, Mask of Memory, Orzhov Signet, Soul Ring, Swiftfoot Boots, Sword of Fire and Ice, Kotek Spear, Vorpal Sword, and Zephyr Boots. We have 24 creatures, 9 enchantments, 8 instants, 35 lands, and 6 sorceries. And with that, we're gonna end stream there. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you had a good time and enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below and let me know what you thought of this video. And that you can catch me live on Twitch, where I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays starting between 9 and 10 a.m. Pacific time. I love you, YouTube, and I will see you around.